Well, hi there, not just a Minder.
Well, hi.
We have friends today.
We have special
Hi,
guests.
Ray and Micah.
Hi.
We have friends, folks. It is another good couple episodes for you. We're rolling with them two-parters. We had a two-parter the last 2 weeks. We're gonna have a two-parter the next 2 weeks. And this one is actually a full-ass topic because Micah has notes and is a well-thought-out human. And Amanda and I are not well-thought-out humans, and that's just what it is, and you already know that, so it's fine. Well, Amanda's a well-thought-out human. I'm not a well-thought-out human. I can't speak for her. She's much better human than me, but it's fine. Moving on, hi, we're a podcast about neurodivergent shit. Amanda and I are two neurodivergent best friends traveling the neuroverse together because we are living in a neurotypical world and we are not neurotypical girls. And this week we have friends who we've met on our travels through this beautiful neuroverse we have found. And they're going to come and talk to us about, Micah is going to talk to us, which also they would work in that situation because they are non-binary. So they use they, them pronouns. And they have brought their emotional support human, Ray, who also uses they, them pronouns. So Ray is here, as well as Micah, to chat with us today about school and what it was like being neurodivergent in school when they first found out, what the system was like, how it's different in Denmark where they live, which is fucking cool, okay? It's just really cool that they live in Denmark. Denmark is cool. I'm still trying to find the bad stuff about this place and have yet to do so. I'm sure it's there, but I have yet to find it. And Amanda's also going to chime in on this topic. Aminder, you get to tell us about you for once, and I don't have to scream into a microphone for 2 hours, 2 weeks straight. It's going to be so nice. These people are going to be so happy, they're not going to know what hit them. This is the most you're going to hear out of me.
No
all episode. Yeah. They're going to be like, wow, this bitch actually talks in this. This is actually her show, too. We don't just hear from the loud one with the spiky hair. It's going to be so nice. We get to hear all about Aminder and Micah today and their school experience. In part one, we have planned everything up to university/college. And then part two, we will discover what it was like for college for them and university for Micah. And we're just going to shut up now. I'm going to shut up now because I want to hear from Amanda and Micah. I think it's time to do the thing. So I'm show running today. So the most you'll hear is me maybe asking them questions. That's it. And then, as we said, Ray is here for emotional support. So
and to chime in whenever they feel like it.
Yeah, and you can chime in. You're not
in this take a part because
you're not relegated. You're not relegated
emotional support in university, especially in the time we've together.
Right. Amanda, did I forget anything in the intro?
No. I think that's it.
Okay, cool.
We don't really have much to catch up on.
Not really.
For us, not really much to catch up on. But
yeah, I mean, is there anything you guys need to bitch it out in the front half of this here? We've made it past 3 minutes, so whatever we say now, YouTube can't yell at us for, because we've already gotten in trouble on YouTube for saying the word schmaxine or vaccine.
The poke.
We said
the poke.
We said the stab. And they were like,
at 2 minutes 59 seconds, we just a couple seconds later, we would have.
Yeah, and because we said it, they were like, "You violated our community guidelines," and I was like, "Did I? Did we?" Like, I'm pretty sure this entire episode was about telling you that we can't stand people who make these ridiculous claims about these things. Had you listened to more, had your bot listened to more than 2 minutes and 59 seconds, you'd have seen that, or even just read the title. But God forbid we said the word. So we triggered the bot, and we got in trouble. So now we have to wait till after 3 minutes to start saying whatever we want. But do you have anything that you would like to air out? Any grievances? Anything that irritated you? Any little glimmers? Any happy things? Hit it.
That is a good question. Like a lot of happened since we were last on here, but I feel like you guys know most of it.
Yeah.
Me doing my thesis and actually passing, which also kind of started this whole discussion.
Yeah.
Not quite finished with university. Still have half a year left, but pretty darn close. Yeah.
Other than that,
I don't think I've. Yeah.
That's okay. You don't have to. I just wanted to ask before we ran straight into the episode. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's get to it. Micah, you have written the notes down.
Yes.
So
I have notes.
You start wherever you would like to start, and
I'll put my side of like my, like, you know, what my experience is. So I'll just bounce off of what you're saying.
Okay. Yeah. So
and I'm gonna shut up.
Actually, got two different graphics. I just found another one who kind of starts off a good space for like the beginning of school.
Okay. So we're gonna start with looking at what the Denmark school system structure looks like. I love that. Amanda, this was so cool when I saw this the other day. It was so cool.
So the first one I'm gonna show you guys is this one.
Okay, hold on. I might have to add it to the stage. Yeah, I have to add it. Hang on just a second. Let's see. There it is. Okay.
Also, FYI, we can't see you guys right now. Just.
Okay, we can see you. You're good.
Good. No, it's just this is taking up the entire screen. So if we start, we have this nice graphic with ages as well. I have the little
between kindergarten and primary school. Okay.
Yeah, which was a funny thing. So we have kindergarten here from usually age 3, but and as we got back to last time, I think kindergarten is voluntary here.
It is.
Yeah.
You can choose not to.
You can do at-home childcare.
Mm-hmm.
Preschool, however, is not.
It's basically it is mandatory.
Yeah, preschool is mandatory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So preschool is mandatory because this is kind of, we have this year when you're 6 or 7, depending on your birthday. Some are also 5. No, actually, this one says it's compulsory from 7. I thought that preschool was compulsory at least, but maybe I'm wrong in this.
Maybe.
I have no idea. I was a child. Who cares?
You were a small child. But yeah, that is interesting. So kindergarten is, what I'm seeing here is your kindergarten is age 3 through 5.
Mm.
And then preschool is considered 6.
Yeah.
And then primary school, which is grade 1, starts at 7.
Usually.
Goes from 7 to 9.
Yeah, obviously depending on when your birthday is.
Or no, 7 to 15. I'm sorry. It goes 7 to 15.
And
that's primary
I was actually
school.
17 by the time I got out of 9th grade. Because I did a year, and my birthday is in May, so I turned... no, I think I just turned 6 when I started school. And
I started school later. I started school later. For us, because like normally kids start at age 5, like kindergarten. Preschool. It's preschool usually 3 to 4, and then like I didn't go to preschool. I went to like a daycare, but it wasn't a preschool. I didn't go to preschool.
Kindergarten it's not required here.
It's not required. Same as kindergarten's not required there. So I started most kids start kindergarten at 5, and then that's just in what we call elementary school. And then, kindergarten it's 5. I started at 6 because I went to school in another state. Went to kindergarten in another state, and my birthday just was right after the cutoff date. So I'm actually like, me and Nikki were in the same grade, but I'm 11 months older than her. So
Yeah.
But continue.
But yeah, pretty much preschool is the year where they make sure you generally know how to read and at least basically write, so you're ready to actually start learning fully in 1st grade. So I changed schools a lot as a kid. I got through preschool, and let's see if I remember right, it was just at the end of preschool I moved across the country because my parents had gotten divorced 2 years before, I think 2 or 3 years before, and my mom had finally gotten custody of me and my sister, so we started a new school. That was weird. And then I think I went to that school until 4th grade. And then when I actually moved schools after that, I got put in 3rd grade because my social skills were shit. Because that's the thing they sometimes do here. If your social skills are bad, but your grades or your general understanding is well enough, you might still be held back.
Yeah.
But it was actually at that school where I started 3rd grade that I finally had a math teacher who realized why I seemed so quiet in math. Because I just did not like math, I thought, or generally I didn't quite like school, I was bullied. It's just not a fun experience. But I had a math teacher for Brian. I really can't remember his name and it annoys me because he was a really good teacher. But he noticed I was actually good at math, and basically from that point onward, I think he was called Henrik, actually. But pretty much from that point onward, I had an extra booklet in math class. And when I got older, it actually was like I got the book for the year after. So the grade higher than I was in. So I had something to do when I was done with the rest.
Mm-hmm.
At the same thing with my in Danish and English, I read so much faster than most of my people in my class. So when we had to read a book for class and we got like half an hour to read this chapter, I got done in 15 minutes and then I was bored. So I had another book I could read as well. So pretty much that was kind of where I realized accommodation was something I might need. But I hadn't realized that was what it was back then. But when I look back on it, like that was definitely something here. So I'm just gonna try something real quick. Can you still see the informatic?
No.
I took it off while you were talking, just so that we could
No,
see you, because it was cutting your head off. I still have it to be able to add to the stage whenever. But it was cutting your face off, and I was like, "You're telling a very nice story. I want to see your face." So I took it off the stage.
Yeah, I was also getting frustrated of talking to you without seeing your face, so that was why.
Yes. So.
But
yeah, I still have it.
So that was kind of when I first realized, looking back on it now, that there was definitely something going on. But as a assigned female at birth person, it is extremely hard for anyone to realize that something is going on because you are just considered quiet and studious and all the shit. Where my sister she has diagnosed ADHD, also late diagnosed, but she also had dyslexia and had some issues with that. So generally, she got a lot more help from the beginning. She also needed it. It's not that, but she definitely had the more hyperactive version of ADHD than me. Mine is all up here.
Yeah.
Or so I thought. The more unmasked, the more I realized it probably also is out here as well. But
yeah,
no one noticed. So I had no idea for a very long time.
Yeah.
And then
that's how it goes.
Yeah, I changed schools again in 5th grade. Finally, actually managed to get a good friend group, so it was nice. I found the nerds at my new school in my class, and that worked real nice. So, but again, yeah, I had some really good teachers who were good about giving me the challenges I needed in class. So, generally, I felt pretty accommodated there. It also helped that we got to finally get to the age where we could use computers, which meant that when we were working on stuff ourselves, we were often allowed to listen to music, and I realized that also helped a lot because I could actually focus. again, stuff I realized later, I'm like, oh my god, I definitely needed accommodations that I did not get. Especially during exams and stuff.
What's funny is like our age difference, because for us, like if we got to use computers outside of like normal classwork, like normally we did not use computers except for like typing. We took like a typing class, like 10, like fourth, age 10, like fourth grade. At least I did. And then not typing class, but like our teacher was like, okay, we're gonna learn some typing, and it's like Mavis Beacon typing for all you millennials out there. Mavis Beacon, okay, was the shit. And then outside of that, we got to play Oregon Trail. So we got the Oregon Trail was our thing. It's like, if you like, oh, we have extra time, well, I guess you guys can play Oregon Trail, But what's funny is that we had such like similar like upbringings, in the fact that I showed Nikki these, and I found them. I wish I had them. They're in my bedroom, but I found like my report cards. I don't know if you guys do report cards or not, but we have like report cards where the teacher would make note, like, have grades, and like would note like based on not just like your school subjects, but also your penmanship, your behavior, whatever. And so like the first few years of elementary school, a lot of my notes were, Amanda is a joy to have in class, but she talks too much. And so like which is funny because like then when I got older, I became really quiet and reserved. I think it was like kind of like drilled into me, like you just need to be seen, not heard. And so I kind of became more reserved as I got older. But when I was a kid, I was more hyperactive, ADHD, but then it kind of just like you went all into the brain later on. And I went to 4 elementary schools as well. I went to 1 kindergarten in 1 town. We moved states. So I was in 1st and 2nd grade at another elementary school, and then 3rd grade, another elementary school in a different town, and then back to that other town at different elementary school for 4th and 5th grade. So I went from age 6 to 11, I went to 4 elementary schools, 4 different schools. So I completely get it, because my parents got divorced when I was 9. So that's why I only stayed 1 year. Like I only went to 3rd grade in that 1 year. That was the year they got divorced. And that was the year I also got like in trouble in school because I was acting out. But yeah, so I always did well in school, like elementary school. Like I usually got what we call S's and like things. I usually got S's, like, which is satisfactory, S's and things, and like the things I mainly got N's, which is needs improvement, were behavioral things. So, and like you, they didn't have like, because being a girl, like it wasn't something that they paid attention to in terms of like ADHD or autism. Like my cousin is a boy, he got diagnosed pretty early on, like elementary school, and so he got all these accommodations and I did not. So I completely get it.
Yeah, and I think as I got older, when I got to like 7th grade and on, where we started to practice exams and so and on from that, I really started to struggle, especially with oral exams. It's something I'm still struggling with. I get insanely nervous about them. And some of it is mostly because I know a lot, but my brain tricks me into thinking I know nothing. I'm definitely sure some of that is due to the neurospiciness. And also I have the trouble of, I know a shit ton, I just can't remember it 90% of the time. So I've had multiple times in especially university, we'll come back to that later, had the analogy of analogy, whatever it's called, of like a big ass wall with like filing cabinets, like very
like high. a mind palace.
Yeah, pretty much. And I have to first of all open the right drawer and then find the right file. And
cue SpongeBob meme, the SpongeBob meme of him flipping through the files.
And the drawer and the file might not be related at all. Like it makes no sense. The system makes no sense. So it could take me a while to get to where I know it's there somewhere, but I might have to open 4 different drawers first to find it. So I've always hated oral exams, and that started it back in primary school. Because I realized I don't do well. I generally like. It's not until university it fully realized how much I can talk myself out of stuff, but that's something I kind of want to come back to later. But yeah,
part 2.
Back then I really struggled. Really struggled with how to keep a coherent thought in those kind of situations, because with written exams I could always come back to it if it was like, okay, I need to try and figure out where I know this from. But it's a lot harder in oral situations.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like I'm actually, so it's kind of weird. Like I'm pretty good at doing like the homework, doing the tests, and so I'm a very slow test taker. So, and I always like psych myself out like when other people get done early with their tests, and I'm just like, oh my god, am I wrong? Am I the one who's wrong here? Because I'm like one of the last people to submit a test when everyone else has like been done for 15 minutes, and so it's really easy to like psych yourself out when. And I remember in high school, jumping ahead a little bit. I remember in high school I thought about like, because I knew of some kids that got an extended time for test taking, and so I remember thinking like maybe I should ask for that, because like I'm always really slow, like especially like we do like state testing, which a lot of people, that's kind of like a controversial thing. Like state testing is kind of like, I think the phrase is like judging a fish based on its ability to fly, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And so
we also
or judging
state testing, just not as I remember.
Yeah. And so like state testing is like, okay, we're gonna bus you. We're either gonna have you do it in the big like gym where you have like with your whole class, so like 150, 200 people, and it was so distracting, like listening to everybody coughing and sighing and moving their chairs and whatever, and so I did terrible. Like I did like what I consider terrible. Like I did a lot worse on state testing than. It's like if you would have just let me be in a room and given me just a little bit more time, I could have probably done a lot better on state testing than I did. It's like the fact that I was getting high grades is not reflected well on state testing. So that's why it's like it's not good. State testing is not good for neurodivergent people, or just really anybody that like has hard time focusing or whatever, because trying to be, especially like it was always cold. And I remember one time we got bused to like a pavilion, and like it's like a huge event center, and so like we're gonna put you in this giant concrete room with like a few hundred people all at once.
That was for the SATs.
Yes, for a few hundred people all at once, and and it's gonna be about 10-15 degrees colder than it should be, and have fun,
which I loved.
Yeah, no, not me. And so and then also because they have like proctors, like teachers, like walking down in aisles making sure kids aren't cheating or whatever, and so it's like that's distracting. So it's just not a good vibe, not a good environment for that sort of thing.
Yeah, I keep forgetting how big your all the classes are. When you say class,
and we're like medium. We're like small to medium.
So I thought. My brain
mom
went to classroom size. I was like, no, I'm thinking wrong. And then I realized, but even like my class, most of the schools I went to I went to private school for 3rd to 5th grade, so we only had one class per year. The other places had 2. By 9th grade, because I was at a rural primary school for the 5th grade and on. Actually, can I get you to get the thing up there again? Because
yeah. Just tell me what you need. Just tell me what you need, and I'll throw it up there. Okay.
So we have 9th grade, and then they have like this small box of also orange, kind of being 10th grade. We have something called the direct translation is after school, which is
kind of like a study hall.
Think boarding school, but without all the fancy uniforms and strict rules.
So a lot of people do like a boarding school year, either for their 9th grade or 10th grade. Most do it for 10th grade, but some do it for 9th. And it was actually fairly common to do it for 9th grade in my class. So I think we went from 18 to 14 students by 9th grade. And we had already... So we were a very small class by the end of it. And the other class was similar size. So I think we were... I think
it's like a... So
the graduating class was 30, maybe.
30? Okay, because I was like, what you call class, because I think like in Japan, I don't know if all Japan, like Japanese schools do this, but I know like in Japan, you have like your class where you stay in the classroom and the teachers move the class, and that's considered your class.
We do the same thing here.
What we call class is like, we have classrooms, but we move classrooms. Like the teachers have their classroom. And so when I say like class, I mean the whole class, like everyone in our grade. So I say like, when I say class.
When I say everyone in our grade, I think we were 30 by the end.
Yeah, we had about 250.
Oh, wow.
We had about 250, but my mom went to school in Chicago, high school in Chicago, and she had a graduating class of about 1,000. So
I think the whole school had 450 students.
Wow.
And I think my dad's
school,
was from,
I think 4 or 5 smaller towns, townships, whatever you want to call it.
We have small.
A lot of rural area around it. I lived in a rural area. I took a school bus to school, so it was a lot of small groups of people, and was basically in the one bigger town, somewhat bigger town nearby. And I think the whole school had 450 students.
And I think also what you said, you had a teacher that noticed like something was, for like a bit of a word, like off, like you were struggling, or maybe any accommodations. Maybe that helped in the fact because you guys had such a small class size.
Yeah, and that was at the private school where there was only one class per grade. So I think most of the time we were max 20 in that grade.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
If
not
like
less. A classroom of here can, because I know like they're struggling, can have like 30 students. Like ours was fairly average, and like 20, 25, depending on the class. Like if you have one, like a math class,
also definitely gotten bigger.
But yeah.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
It's okay.
It's a little weird. They definitely got bigger in the last few years. It's keep coming up in the media that classes getting good big. The teachers can't pay the same attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely also something we're struggling with here. So class sizes are getting up to the 30. But yeah, pretty much we stayed in what we had. Our classroom. We sat in for pretty much everything, and then like chemistry and biology and physics had their own classrooms for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like Danish, English, whatever, was in only one classroom.
Yeah, because anytime this is my Americanness coming out and basically saying like what my experience is in other cultures is from like TV, like like I said, Japanese cultures, like the whole. I read about the whole thing about the teachers are the one that move, and I know it's like other countries do this. I know like I think it's like some Latin American countries do that as well. Like they just stay or that they also eat lunch in some also eat lunch in that classroom. Whereas we had a giant cafeteria, where some countries they go home for lunch. But my Americanness of like, oh yeah, they stay in one classroom, it's because of like watching anime and like Japanese shows. So that's it's like they because I'm like in those shows, it's like the teachers are always the one that enter the classroom. And for me, it's like, yeah, the teachers enter the classroom. That's because they either went to the bathroom or they went to go make copies. Like that's like their classroom. So it's just like that's, and so like we move, the students move, which to me, it makes more sense for the teacher to move because that's like 20 people moving versus like 500 people moving, right? And so
exactly,
yeah,
it makes it a lot easier. Also, another fun little thing I just realized. I know it's not uncommon to call your teacher by their last name in the in their last name in the US, but here we almost always call them by the first name. which
here
like
that's not done until like college. Here that's not really done until like college, and even then, some professors are
I have no idea about like 90% of my teachers. I have no idea what their last name was. I know one of them because I lived with her for a period of time, and it's not quite fostering, but similar to that. So I know her last name. Otherwise, I have no idea.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I know very few of my teachers' actual last name. That's because like I happen to like look at the yearbook or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
But yeah, but even when I had them, I had no idea. I only knew their first name.
So elementary school. Well, so do you guys call it elementary school, or what was it called? It was
We pretty much just call it primary school.
Primary school.
If we go for your
sometimes gets called that here too. Yeah, it sometimes gets called that here too.
9th grade.
But for us, it's like primary / elementary school goes until some go until 6th grade, but most go to 5th grade. So until like 10, 11 is when then you have middle school, which is either 6th to 8th grade or like 7th and 8th grade, but that's usually 11 to 12 to 13, 14. And then high school starts typically at 14.
Yeah, where that's also why I sometimes struggle to kind of define our secondary school, because it's at a weird spot for a lot of Americans. But I know a lot. The people I don't know personally, but I have heard of Danes going to high school for the secondary school instead. So that's the closest equivalent if they want to do that, to do an exchange. That's usually when they do it. If it's not higher education, of course.
So the things that are broken up, like where it says vocational gymnasium. So are those like split? Are those like split? You said there's another one?
Yeah, because I feel like that actually shows that one better. So I'm just gonna stop sharing and then try again. Oh,
have you looked at our school system and what it looks like? So do you understand what the breakdown is, or would it be helpful to see a graphic?
Generally, I think I do. It's just been a long time since I last did it.
Because I'm trying to see if I can find a graphic.
I don't know if you can zoom in. Or if I need to zoom in.
I don't think.
Yeah, you'll have to zoom in. You'll have to zoom. Yeah.
I will see if I can zoom.
You have to do the thing.
Julie, do the thing.
Julie, do the thing.
Julie, do the thing.
Okay, it goes really zoomed, apparently.
It's all or nothing.
I'm just gonna try and see if I can.
Going 0 to 60 in 0.5 seconds.
There we go.
There we go.
That's doing it.
Control plus.
So that's actually a little too high. Just there we go. So as you can see, they're also saying 10th grade are non-compulsory. 9th grade is compulsory. 10th grade is not.
So what age is like 10th grade? Is it like 15 for
16.
you? Like 16. So you don't have to go to. You can stop high school at 16. Or stop like compulsory education at 16.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I was 17 by the time I got out of 9th grade with the whole. I turned 17 just before 9th grade ended, and technically I could have stopped going to school right then and there. I don't have any more school I have to do.
Yeah.
By the Danish system. But then we have vocational education and training you can do. So if you want to be a carpenter, painter, whatever, you want to do stuff like that, it's usually the EUD. This I will explain in a second. But I'm gonna start with this one because that's what I did. So we have our general upper secondary education, and there's kind of 4 ways you could do that. We have the standard version, not specifically specialized in anything, unless you choose a specific line on there. But like the school itself is not anything specific. That's the STX. Then the HHX, or HHX in English, is the business one. So that's more business oriented. And the HOTEX is the technical one, which is the one I did. So technical science one.
Is it easy to switch between, like, say you like, oh, I want to go into business, but then you decide you don't want to do it, so you're kind of like
no. So you have to have an idea what you want to do before you start.
Oh, so you guys have to know before, like, even earlier than we do. Like for us, like you can, like for us, like colleges, you get your generals, and then like hopefully by age, by your second year of college, you then know what you want to do, and then which you're about age 20.
That's why a lot of people do the STX, because they can kind of spread out a bit more. Yeah. But if you choose a HOHX or HOTEX, it's usually because you have a general idea of what you want to go forward, and it might also, the universities often require you have
specific classes at specific levels.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking I'm thinking like a neurodivergent thing, like someone with like autism might have an easier time with this because it's like, oh, I have a special interest. This is what I want to do. This is like that. Or an ADHD person's like, well, I don't know. I'm like a jack of all trades, master of none. Like I have a special interest for about 3 months and then I'm tired of it. So it's like,
I luckily got a bit of the autism as well. So I tried something out in 9th grade based on my teacher's suggestion. Where I tried out the different engineering opportunities at university, because we have a lot of opportunities to try things out if you actually want them.
So was this time easier for you because you now realize, okay, I think there might be something different about me in like how I learn things, and so now it's like you said you had a teacher that helped you with this. So is this easier than like elementary school? Primary school?
Yes and no. I think I had some teachers who didn't quite understand me in some ways. Mm-hmm. It wasn't too bad. So generally it went pretty well. But I think some of the teaching styles we ran into there were not for me. And it took me a while to get used to that. Mm-hmm. It kind of broke my train of thought, though. Sorry. Can I go back to what I was talking about, because my brain is struggling with the question?
No, you're fine. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Do you need this back?
Totally okay. Yeah, I think I would like to finish my thought with that, and then I think I can have other thoughts. That's
go for it. Do what you gotta do.
So the last one is HOIF, which is pretty much a 2-year instead of a 3-year secondary education. Ray ended up doing that. They had started what actually?
I started the HTX, but had to drop out and basically start that whole thing over on the new 2-year one.
Okay. And with the 2-year one, you can kind of pick and choose a lot more. You kind of put together which kind of courses you want. A lot more yourself.
It's a lot more self-study.
Yeah, also a lot more self-study as well. And some of them you can do like quick versions of. I know my sister did several where she raised a course level over the summer in over like 2 or 3 weeks, but it was like a week full only of this course. So it's definitely not something to just throw yourself into unless you are ready to actually put in the energy. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that we have those, and then EOX, which is the one in the middle of the vocational education. It's actually a mix of the vocational training and this upper secondary education. So when you're done, it takes a year longer than the normal upper secondary education because you're doing the vocational training on top. But then when you are done, you still can apply to university, which you can't do with just the basic vocational training. But for example, my university has a course you can take that gives you access, but it's something different entirely. So we have a lot of opportunities to kind of do both if you kind of think you want to do the become a baker, whatever it might be, but still want to have the opportunity to go to university at some point, you can do that.
Okay.
So
That's interesting. Like I said, this looks all complicated to me, but
yeah, it makes a lot more sense when you're
obviously when you're in it.
Yeah. Looking at it, it can be quite confusing. And also, I know we have actually a special version of our upper secondary education called the ST. It's also ST something. It's not ST though. But for people who are handicapped or have other stories like that, they can have a specifically planned education with them. They also get the cap and everything.
Yeah.
We have a cap you get when you're done. Or you can buy it. It's stupidly expensive.
Yeah, ours is free. I think it was free.
Yeah.
They just kind of gave it to us.
Yeah, here you can kind of make some design choices for it and stuff. So it can be fairly cheap if you buy the very basic version. I did not. I got the fancy version. It's currently at my mom's too. Otherwise, I would have shown you guys.
Yeah, we have something kind of similar in like what we have like resource class. Like, so we have like regular schooling, and then like there's certain classes. Like my cousin was in what's called resource classes, where they have longer times to take tests. They don't have to do as much homework, that sort of stuff. And then beyond that is special education, and that's the people with like actual learning disabilities, like Down syndrome or whatever, like people like not necessarily behavioral issues, but basically just beyond normal schooling. So that's where like the kids that really struggle go to.
Yeah, that just can't. They cannot operate in a classroom, so they would go to a separate classroom.
Yes, they have a lot smaller. Like they might have like 8 to 10 students in a class.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember what it was called. I think it is STU, which is særligt tilrettelagt uddannelse, which is specially planned education, pretty much.
Okay.
So there's a lot of opportunities for everyone, I feel, to get through it in different ways.
Yeah, this is like interesting. Yeah, this is interesting in the fact that it's like, yes, you have to kind of know what you want to do earlier. Otherwise, you have to like start all over. But it's more like here, it's like, okay, do your generals. Like, yeah, we'll have like some specialized classes. Like we had the CNA program, which is a nursing program, where like people like students can take. I think it's like half a day. I didn't do it, so I don't know. But like it's like they do half a day where they work in like the nursing school area, and they can work at not necessarily work in a hospital, but they learn basic stuff for hospital, and they can work on that to work on getting their for the first part of their nursing degree in high school. And so,
so they'll do their book education. I'm sorry, how that works is like they do their book education for their nursing program, right? And then they have to we require what's called clinicals, which is like their on the job portion. So like the first half of when they can finally get into that program, the first, I don't remember what age you could get in. Was it like junior year, Amanda, that they could sign up?
Junior. I don't think anyone else. I don't think
okay.
There was so
junior year for us is in high school, which
11th grade.
is 11th grade. That's 11th grade
17,
for us.
17 years old.
Yeah, about 17. So I was I 17? No, I was 16,
you were 16
in junior high because I was young. But either way, 16, 17. So their first year, they focused solely on like the book part of it, like learning their anatomy and all that stuff. So they focus on all that. And then their second year, they only have to do a half a day of school, and then they leave school and go do their clinical in like in hospital or in nursing home, wherever they're doing their clinicals. They have to go do the on the job training part of it for the other half of the day. So they don't have any other book work to complete. It's just their normal schooling for the first half of the day, and then they go off and go do their clinical part. And then when they graduate as a licensed CNA. So then as soon as they graduate high school, they can go work and do their job somewhere, which is cool.
I think this is a university, professional bachelor's program, right?
Yeah, that sounds like our professional bachelor's program.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think
this
that's
is
what-
just an assistant. So it's not actually, they're not
Yeah.
actually a
Oh, I
nurse.
don't
This
think
is a
CNA.
nursing
CNA
assistant.
CNA is certified nursing assistant.
I think
Yeah, so
the
they're-
certificates are what pretty much what your sister does, and then
Oh,
one version lower. So Ray's sister is what's good with them? Not a social assistant is the direct translation.
Yeah.
We have kind of different degrees of that. We have two
Yeah.
different degrees, and those are vocational education, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's the closest we get to yours. And Ray's sister actually just finished because a lot of older people also do change fields and end up doing stuff like that. Vocational training, vocational education has a lot of different age groups.
Yeah. So like this would be, so like this would be, a CNA would be able to do, like, they can't give an injection, they can't put it in your IV, they can't do anything like that, but they could take your vitals, they could if you need help toileting. So a lot of them work in nursing homes to like help with the elderly.
So I think
that kind of stuff. So like they can't give you medication, they can't do any of that. So like you have to be an actual nurse to do those things, but they're like the precursory education portion for nursing if you wanted to go that route.
LPN.
Yeah, I think for us that would be the
helper.
Yeah, the helper version of that one. And Ray's sister did the higher version.
Is the assistant one.
Yeah, just finished with that. So she is actually now allowed to administer medicine. And
some kinds of medicine.
Some kinds of medicines without having to have a nurse present or stuff like that. So they do a lot of elderly care here.
Yeah. Perfect. Cool. Okay, just so I'm not really too worried about time, but just to let you know, we're at about 47 minutes. Is there anything else that you wanted to point out, cover, talk about? Amanda, do you have any comments? Okay, yeah, Micah, go ahead, and then we'll get Amanda's take on it. I'm just like floored real quick before you guys jump in. I want to say like two things because I've been quiet this whole time. I've been such a good girl. I've been muting myself. I've been wanting to jump in and like comment, but I'm like, no, you screamed for 2 episodes. But when I first saw this, when you first showed this to me, I was blown away by how student focused this is. Like, if you think about it, Amanda, their grade levels starting where the first compulsory level of education doesn't start until age 6, right?
7.
Or is it 7?
7.
I think we realized it's actually 7.
Okay, so the first compulsory level of education is age 7. Thinking about how much more developed their brains and bodies are and nervous systems are by age 7 as opposed to age 5 when we're making kids go to school.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
even
it just seems...
to me, preschool, like, I think preschool has gotten more and more popular because, like I said, I didn't go to preschool. So I knew, like, preschool existed. Well, obviously not as a kid, I didn't know preschool existed. But when I got older, I knew preschool existed. And then when I had so many friends that, like, they went to preschool, which either like in the AM class or like the PM class. So preschool is like a half a day thing. So either did like 8 to 11 or like 12 to 3 or something like that. So I never did any of that. So to me, and so whenever I hear now, like whenever I see like friends posting on Facebook or something about their child, like their 3-year-old being in school, and I was like, that just seems so early. Like that just seems way too early. Like,
Yeah.
like let him be a kid for a little bit longer. Like that seems ridiculous.
I
Yeah.
actually just had a thought. I don't know if you guys have like our not our preschool, our kindergartens. We have a lot of different types of kindergartens, like normal types. We also have what is called nature kindergartens, like or
Montessori.
wood kindergartens, pretty much. They spend pretty much the entire day outside. I found a YouTube clip. I just want to show you guys because a lot of what I've seen, a lot of Americans are shocked with
Yeah, I want to see it.
kind of what we
It sounds like
throw
camp.
our kids into.
Yeah.
So I'm not. Oh, but that also.
Maybe
Well,
it's
it's
easier to send the link.
yeah. Maybe it's easier if I send the link. I think this one might be a good one. I think it has some good shots. It is in Danish though, so I'm just gonna
Just
throw it in here.
ignore the talking. Just
Yeah,
look.
ignore sorry.
Maybe mute it.
But yeah,
Yeah.
muted might be good, and
Yeah.
you can also skip around in it a little bit. But this is a kindergarten that has been changed into a nature kindergarten. So I haven't looked too much through it, but
Hold on.
just a second. But yeah, a lot of Americans are surprised with what we do to our children. I know that sounds weird, but like we have a lot of focus on early childhood development, mostly not to control play, spending time outside, getting dirty is not an issue. It's something we
Right.
prefer. Also, the whole we let our baby sleep outside in the prams.
I've seen that. I've seen like Norwegians do
Yeah.
the same, where they'll just leave
Yeah.
their baby. Like you'll see a bunch of strollers just
Yes.
outside on the sidewalk while the parents are inside eating dinner, and it's like snowing outside. And I'm just like,
I know
wow.
some of
Couldn't do that here.
the part
CPS would be
kindergarten,
calling
I don't
you
know
so
what
fast.
that is called in English, but we have a part for kindergarten, vuggestue. I have no idea what that's called in English. Also, again, not
Nursery something.
yeah, nursery schools, nurseries
Daycare.
pretty much.
Daycare probably.
Yeah, daycare pretty much.
Daycare.
Some of them actually, that when the child gets old enough to be able to crawl or walk themselves, but still sleep in prams outside for their nap time. Some of them, the kids just use a small like perhaps stairs they put on there and crawl up there themselves.
Oh wow.
Oh, like yeah, not always, but I've seen that as well.
Yeah, we
Okay,
have,
I've got this video queued up. Oh, I'm sorry, Amanda. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, I went to daycare because both my parents worked, so I went to daycare and like we had nap time and stuff, and but we did play outside. I feel like this is me. I might sound like a boomer here, but I feel like a lot of kids now, I just don't see that many kids playing outside as much. Like kids all have their iPads, they all have, TV and stuff. So I feel like it's not as encouraged. Like, and now it's like, because parents are so worried, like, oh, their kid falls down and gets a skinned knee. Oh, I got to go yell at the daycare attendant because my kid fell with being a child. And so I feel like a lot of kids.
Like I fell from a treehouse in.
I got my hand caught in a seesaw. So it got.
That was even because another kid pushed me out. All right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was me. It might also be my sister. It's kind of fuzzy. But we got pretty hurt sometimes, but it's not.
Oh,
unusual.
stop! Sorry, I wasn't trying to play that just yet. Sorry.
It is totally okay. You can start it.
Yeah, you can start it.
Are you sure? I didn't want to I swear I wasn't trying to start it already. I was like, what's happening?
It's muted, so. But
yeah.
Yeah, my daycare, the first daycare I went to was like in the country, so we did spend a lot of time outside.
But yeah, I think nature daycare.
All right, I'm just gonna throw this up while we're talking.
Yeah,
just
you can play in the background.
This is what these little children get to do
in Denmark.
Yeah. So he's just talking about. He's very excited about them doing the change.
Let's see if I can see any words I know. I know air.
Nature born.
That's not how you say it. Og is and. I know that.
Nature probably. Plant.
Yeah.
And I'm probably saying it wrong, but that's fine.
So this isn't even a too too bad. My sister worked as a substitute,
Batman.
not substitute teacher, but she worked in as when she was young as a sub in a woodland nature kindergarten. They had a location where they all got picked up in a bus, and then they went into the forest, and then they, at the end of the day, they had like a small hut place there, so they could go inside if it was raining too hard. And then at the end, they were picked back up and driven back. But yeah.
So it's like to me it sounds like camp, but I know it's not. But to me it sounds like day camp, like it sounds like day camp.
And also the whole
I know.
like, it's not
JA, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I always get that one and the JEG mixed up.
Yai.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Both of them.
Gymnastics.
Yeah,
I know.
Also, tree climbing is also heavily encouraged because it's great fine motor skills you learn when you do that. So stuff like that. It's just.
So did either of you do that, like this sort of thing?
No, I actually went to a normal kindergarten, but we still had a huge playground outside with a decent amount of nature. No wait, that was my. I think that was my kindergarten. I think my daycare and kindergarten was actually at the same spot, because they sometimes do that. I have both. But yeah, no, I didn't go to one of these, but we did have a lot of nature nearby. So we spent most of our time outside.
Yeah. I feel like Europeans are more like outdoorsy than Americans anyway. So, like we have I like going hiking. I like being out. Like I just went on. It's not hiking, but I went on a walk on my lunch because it was finally not 100 degrees outside. But so I was so I went out on a walk. So because and people tell me it's like, why don't you just walk in the gym, or why don't you just walk like around inside the mall? And I'm like, I want to be outside though. Like I'm a very introverted, I'm a homebody, but I do like being out in nature. Not camping though, because I like to sleep in a real bed and I don't like bugs. So not camping, just hiking. And so whenever people ask,
I like it all. Oh well, I'm not quite a scout, but
I was in brownies, what we call Girl Scouts. I was like brownies is like the year before Girl Scouts. I did it for a year, got bored and stopped.
I joined back in 2011 and pretty much just stopped. I'm still part of it's still part of two, but it's in where I study, not where I live. So I haven't been in a while. Hopefully next semester I will have some time for that. So yeah, I like being outdoors. My body just doesn't. So I have to prioritize sometimes. So I
feel you on that. My body hates it outside.
Good mattress, like air mattress or stuff like that. Or I feel shitty for a week. I have also just been sore for several weeks after coming home because, especially my hips, I can't sleep. I sleep on my side, and most
like this. Like I sleep like this. Like my holding my blanket.
So my hip usually hurts after about a day, and then it won't stop hurting until I get home. But that's fine. I also would love to hike more, but I also have shitty knees. So
I also have shitty knees. So I broke mine when I was younger. So, but
speaking of what shitty knees, that just reminded me. I have something now that I know you both have shitty knees. I have something to share with both of you. I found this knee sleeve thing that everyone's freaking out about. It's supposed to be really good,
like the copper thing.
No, it's not a copper thing. I don't know if it's copper in it. I'm going to look into it a little further. I found it, but
sometimes, but my physical therapist got angry with me for wanting it too much.
Yeah, but it's it looks like it almost looks like a compression thing, but it's not like there's no like joints in it or anything, but it's not meant to compress. It's not what it's meant for, but it looks like a little sleeve. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just you slide it up your leg and it's supposed to stabilize it while being really comfortable and flexible. So it's not supposed to it's not meant to really be for if you've hurt yourself. It's meant to be to keep you from further hurting yourself, if that makes sense. So
Yeah,
I wanted to share it with you, but in case it's something you might want to look at.
So was there anything else in your notes for this part of the episode?
I feel like I was trying to come up with something. Oh, right. One thing, again, being undiagnosed, I moved out in my second year of gymnasium. None of my classmates lived away from home. So on top of school and trying to do that undiagnosed and without the right help, I also had to do all the shit you have to do when you live by yourself.
Yeah.
And I luckily had several teachers, but especially my math teacher in my third year, because I was a crazy bitch and did 6A levels, which is not a good idea because it's a lot of hours in a week.
Jeez.
Especially because 1 hour A levels at the technical one is all of the hours only in the third year. So you have 2 full days of that stat, and then I had 5 other courses pressed into the other videos.
For math?
Yeah, that's a nightmare for Nikki. She hates
Sir, ma'am, date them. Ma'am,
So,
no. All of the pronouns, absolutely not. No.
I had school from 8 to 4 pretty much every day my last year. But
that sounds like similar to ours.
That also
Ours
meant
like
I think I had turn-ins in almost all of them, not all, but close to every week. So I had a math teacher who was like, I know you know this stuff. Luckily, I also had a math teacher who was like, he knew he was going to have us all 3 years because it was a part of our course line that we had to have it for 3 years. So he was like, I'm going to teach you everything in the first 2 years, and then we're going to repeat it in the third year. So he's like, I know you know your stuff, so you don't have to do, we had some assignments that we had to do so we could present them if we pulled them for our oral exam. Because you don't have to do them unless you pull the oral exam. And actually you're allowed to get the work versions from your friends, and then you just still need to be able to explain their work.
Gotcha.
So it's you don't have to do them. And also gave me a slack on the other ones that we had to turn in. Yeah, they can be a couple of days late. That's fine. And the same with my chemistry and biology teacher. They were generally pretty chill about it because they knew I was pressed thin. Otherwise, I'd definitely not gotten through it. But yeah, I luckily got some teachers who understood life is shitty sometimes.
Yeah. But that's good, though. I feel like the teachers make such a difference. Having good instructors and good teachers really makes your school experience, it can help to make your school experience better or much worse. So,
Definitely. I also, my math teacher was, he was a funny guy. He still is. He was one of the first thing pretty much he let us know was we could add him on Facebook because it was most likely that he would see if we message him on Facebook instead of sending an email if we had questions. So I'm still friends with him on Facebook. He was the first person to like my post about passing my master thesis defense.
I love that.
Which made me a little emotional because that was at all.
I love that. That is so sweet.
So nice.
See, teachers, here, you, have to lock your social media down. Your students are not allowed to have your social media information here. Our friend is a teacher, and he's had to change his social media stuff around and change his name on social media so that his students can't find him. Because the kids here will do inappropriate shit with that information and try to get them in trouble. So, it's not allowed here. So, yeah. But I think that's so cute. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love that. That's so cute. Okay, Aminder, do you have any more things to chime in on?
I think we're pretty much covered everything up until college. I guess I will say like one more thing, and I'll kind of reiterate this in the second episode. I feel like I did better in high school, like up until through college, than college itself. Like I don't even know what my GPA was in college because I don't want to know. But
that was my entire being.
yes, and so I feel like I did better in high school because for me, and I told this to Nikki, I think I mentioned this to Nikki once, like my autism took over in high school, whereas because I had structure, I had a set schedule, I had like, okay, you have to get this done, otherwise you're going to disappoint everybody. Whereas in college, and I'll get more into it later, but in college, it was more free. Like, yes, you still had homework, you still had tests, but it was more like, you can show up, you don't have to show up. It's not going to be against you if you don't show up. So I just didn't fucking show up. So a 4-year degree, like, took me 5.5 years to get, 5.5, 6 years to get. So I lost the structure of high school. So a lot of people thrive in college versus high school, but not me. I feel like my autism was really thriving in the high school setting where I had actual structure and could I had goals basically. Like I had like, oh, you just got to graduate. Whereas once you're in college, that's for us, it's like 2 years later than what you guys have to think about. But like for us, it's like okay, that's when you have to decide what you want to do. And because I'm very bad at making decisions, it took me a while to find like what I was gonna pursue my degree in. So, but we'll get more into that in the next episode.
But I also think that's interesting too, though. But I just want to touch back on the like what we would call high school, like that age range from like what 14 to 18,
yeah,
right? So from 14 to 18, like I feel like you learn pretty much everything you need to learn unless you're going to be pursuing a specific career path, right? By 16, right? Like as far as like how much math do you really need to know unless you're going to be going down a specific career path. So I think the model in which they have set up in Denmark, where it's like, okay, now you've gotten to this grade, right? 9th grade is 16 years old, right? Grade 9 for you was 16?
Yeah.
Okay. Grade 9, they're 16. And then there's grade 10 is not necessary, right? Grade 10 you do not have to take. Okay. So after 16, they have an option to be like, okay, now you probably already kind of know, and we've been preparing you to know, what do you want to do? Are you done with school and you need to go straight to finding a job and learn and working because school is not for you and you're done? Great. Do you want to do this specific kind of school because you want to learn a trade and you want to be good at that trade and you don't want to wait until you're 25 to be able to work in that trade? So let's go do this now, right? And then by the time you're 18, 19, right? 18, 19-ish. When do they get out of the vocational one? Around then?
It usually takes, I think, 4 years. A lot of them take 4 years.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So degree.
1920.
1920. Okay. So they don't have to wait until, they don't have to put in years and years and years of extra time. They're getting to use their brain power while it's fresh, while it's young, you know what I mean? To do the thing they want to do. And it feels less like spinning your wheels, right? So they get to do that thing. Or if they know they're going to go on to university, they have a path they can take there. So I feel like it's so much more student focused. Like they're not so focused on you have to complete all the way through 12th grade, which is 17, 18 years old for most people. And then you can decide if you want to do an associate's program or a technical training or a university 4-year degree or whatever you want to do. So associates is 2 years. Most places around here, you don't get far with that. That's just something you do to make your 4-year education less expensive. And then there is like trade schools you can go to, but that's usually 2 to 3 years worth of training, depending on what trade you're going into. And expensive. Very expensive. Or you go the university route, which is even more expensive. And it's becoming harder and harder to get government funding to be able to go to those things. Like the income is getting, like the threshold is kind of getting higher and higher to be able to like get assistance for those things, when someone at the income that's just a little bit higher than that is still going to struggle to be able to afford what it costs to go to college, right? So then you're left with student loans, and student loans are outrageously difficult to get anymore. Well, they're not really difficult to get, but they're difficult to pay back. And it's like you can defer them for long periods of time, but they're still accruing all this interest during that time, right? It's just not very person focused. It's not very student focused. It's not expedient whatsoever. So you're spending all this time, all this energy, all this money on an education when you're not even really sure. And I feel like I was not properly prepped for what life after high school should have been. Right? Like I don't know about you or how you felt. I don't feel like I was properly prepared in school until junior or
early. You graduated so
yeah, and I graduated early. Yeah, I wasn't properly prepared in school to be starting to think about, okay, what are we going to do when we're done with high school? Because you have to have some sort of skill or be willing to go work a job that doesn't require skills, that might not pay you as much money as something that does require skills, or you're going to have to take your neurodivergent ass to college and you hate school. So you're going to have to go to more school, which you hate, work a job that requires no skills, which will make you very little money overall throughout your lifetime, or you're going to have to go to vocational school and learn a skill, right? And so I tried the 2-year junior college thing. Didn't work out for me because, like Amanda said, I didn't have to show up. So guess what my ass didn't do? Show up, right? So like, I don't know. It just never worked out for me. So here I am, 34 years old in a few days, and I don't have a degree, and I don't have a skill, and I don't a certificate, what am I saying? A verifiable skill. Yeah.
I will say, like, to me, like, I'm not dogging on you, but the whole, like, the low skilled or unskilled jobs to me is like bullshit. Like, it takes skill to work at McDonald's. Like, you can't, like, it's a job you get trained for. It's like you.
What I mean
by that, I'm not dogging on you. I just mean like,
yeah.
I just mean in general.
I know
like, the whole like these low skilled jobs, these unskilled.
But
jobs.
I want to clarify. Sorry, Micah, give me 2 seconds. I just want to clarify real quick. What I mean by no skilled jobs or jobs that don't require much skill, I mean like you didn't go to a trade school and get a certificate to be able to do this, like welding or shit like that, mechanic, shit like that. Go ahead, Micah. Sorry.
I actually was gonna say also our vocational schools. It's mostly like they have a small part of schooling, and they go out and are and not an intern.
Interning, yeah, you like apprentice.
Yeah, apprentice.
Yeah,
and then they come back and do some school and apprentice and school and apprentice. And
you can do that kind of somewhat here, depending on the job.
So that's generally how most of the vocational stuff is set up.
That's awesome.
Niece is doing
welding.
Yeah, pretty much welding. Like her dad.
Cool.
She's, I think, is she? No, there are a couple of girls in her class, but they're not a lot. I think maybe 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Yeah. And she's so cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. But no, she goes back and forth between school and then apprenticing for a while, and then.
So, do you want to talk more about that in the next episode so we can wrap this up?
Yes, we can.
No, we
totally
just a small.
No,
yeah.
I mean, because I also want to talk about my niece, and she went through like a 5-year program, but that's more about college. So I just want to talk more about like
we can
perfect.
do that next pod.
Okay, so does that mean we're ready for the fun and fuckery portion?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yay! Fun and fuckery portion. I made a thing I made a thing for it, and I'm ready to show you. Are you ready?
Ooh. Yes.
Okay, ready? We're gonna do my jingle, and then I'm gonna play the thing. I'm gonna do the thing. Okay, ready? It's the fun and fuckery portion. Yay!
That was adorable.
Thanks. I made the little dumpster fire and everything. I put everything together on the little dumpster fire. Could you even see the dumpster fire? It's really fast. I might make it a slight longer.
Hard time keeping up. But
Maybe like five,
yeah.
maybe make it like 5 seconds instead of 3 seconds. But
Yeah, I'm gonna make it a little longer and turn the volume down a smidge. It was really, really loud. Yeah, sorry. But anyway, fun and fuckery portion. We're here. We did it. Yay! We have a Mad Lib per usual. Did we say that at the same time?
we did. We've been best friends since 14. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
20
Per
years, man.
usual.
20 years, man.
Oh, Lord. Since... Okay, hold on. Let me brain think for a second. Since we're doing this a little backwards, not backwards, a little different. I'm giving words next episode, right, Amanda?
Yeah. Next
Okay,
episode.
so that means I'm going to take their words this time and read it this time,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just checking. Just making sure.
You haven't met your spoken word quota, so this is your chance.
Okay. I'm down. All right, people. Let's do the thing. We need a noun, please.
Car full of idiots.
Oh, I love that.
I was proud of that one. It popped into
That's
my head. I was
amazing.
like, I need to write it down.
Perfect.
I like this a subconscious thought.
Car full of idiots. Okay. Adjective.
Dreadful.
Dreadful. Ooh, I love that word, but I often forget that it's a word.
So,
Okay, verb ending in ing.
you know, it's fucking
We already know what it is. Okay. Noun.
a 3-foot tall pink top hat.
3 foot tall pink what?
Top hat.
Top
Top hat.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love
If
that.
Abraham Lincoln was sparkly.
Yeah, no, it just, I thought about, it popped into my mind as a 3-foot tall top hat. I was like, no, it needs to be pink.
Pink.
I love that.
Mad Hatter.
Okay,
Mad Hatter vibes.
a number, please.
69.
69.
69.
All right. Giggity.
Have we ever done that number? I don't think all
so.
the times we've gotten a number, we've literally never done it. Which is ridiculous to me because I have the zodiac sign for Cancer on my foot and I was 18 when I got this tattoo and the tattoo artist was being a dick and purposely put it at a certain angle and widened it out so where it would look like 69 was drawn on my foot. And for the rest of my days, I have been asked why I have 69 on my foot. So,
Wow.
but I will never get rid of it because you know what? It's a representation of the dumb and stupid era in my life, but it's totally fine. Okay, so animal, please.
Badger.
What is it?
A badger.
A badger! Oh, that's gonna be so good in this sentence.
That's not what I heard.
What did you hear?
It's well, it's not an animal. I heard Pacquiao. Like I was like alpaca. I'm like, what? Auditory
Okay.
processing issue. Okay.
That sentence is gonna be good. Oh, I'm gonna have to prepare myself to read that. Okay, plural noun.
Dicks.
Dick's.
That's a sporting goods store here as well.
It is. There's a sporting goods store called Dick's
Mm-hmm.
here.
I
That's
know.
so dumb.
I've seen the pictures. It's funny.
So dumb. Verb.
Wreck.
Wrecked.
Wreck.
Like we wrecked the
like
car?
in a wrecking ball. Wreck.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Miley
Perfect.
Cyrus it up. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, another verb.
Skedaddle.
Skedaddle.
Oh, I love that.
I love that word. They were skedaddling. Daffodils.
Not all the good words too.
Mm-hmm.
It took us a while. But we
All
covered
catty
Why
it.
can't I spell today? Good lord. Okay, adjective.
Scrumptious.
Ooh, I like that word. Y'all are coming with these adjectives. I love it.
Reminds me of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Truly scrumptious. Do do.
We also specified what this was earlier.
Yeah,
As soon
I
as we
love
got
that
it. So
Okay, verb.
couple.
Cobble or gobble?
What was it?
Gobble like a turkey gobble.
Oh,
gobble,
turkey,
gobble.
like gobble?
Yeah.
Okay. I cannot write today. My brain be
Actually,
broken.
what's funny is I used that word last time. I was
Yeah,
like,
she used it last week, which is funny.
We haven't.
That's fine.
None of us have heard the last 2 months. So we
That's
have to
okay.
wait.
No, you're fine. I just thought it was a funny
Listen.
coincidence.
Yeah.
You are in for it. Be prepared. There is so much screaming in the next
I will
those 2
make
episodes.
sure
So
to-
much screaming. Just meter your earphones. The level of my voice. I am not responsible for the screaming. I'm just letting you know. It's so much screaming. Okay. Plural noun.
Self-preservations.
Self-preservation.
Yes, shins. Yeah, shush. Self-preservations with an S at the end.
Okay.
Preservations.
Okay. Verb.
Bamboozle.
Bamboozled. I've been bamboozled. I love that. I love saying that. I say that at work. It's like, you done bamboozled me.
Mm-hmm.
I got bamboozled today, in fact, actually.
Oh Lord.
Mhm.
Okay. Adjective.
Zany.
Zany.
Yeah.
We had a store. Do you remember Zany Brainy, Amanda? Did you ever go to a Zany Brainy store?
No.
Oh my god, it was so much fun. It was like, you remember when the fuzzy stickers were a thing?
Yes.
Do you remember fuzzy stickers?
Like with the black and yeah.
Yeah, and like they had like little animal. They had all kinds of stickers that were like velvetized. Like it just felt fuzzy. And there was this one store. It was like I don't know if it was like a party goods store or like something, but
Like
they
a Spencer's
sold.
or something.
You could only find these fuzzy stickers at the Zany Brainy. They had the best arrangement. And every time we got to go to the city and go to the Zany Brainy, I was like so excited. But it was so overpriced. I mean, they were so stupid expensive. But like twice a year, I would get to go to Zany Brainy and buy a couple of fuzzy stickers, and it was the best thing ever. Sorry, I digress. All right, verb ending, or no, verb past tense, post haste.
Tittered.
What? I'm sorry.
Tittered.
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 T-I-T-T.
Okay.
E-R-E-D.
E-R-E-D.
E-R-E-D. I literally.
It's another word for giggle, like a small.
Yeah.
Like a very
Yes.
Tittering. They were tittering.
Apparently, the ears and the fingers and the brain, none of them are communicating today. Like, I literally I'm writing words that I know how to spell, and I'm putting letters where they don't go. So, like, earlier, I spelled your name on my calendar, M-I-C-H-A. I know that that's not how to spell that.
Like Misha.
I've never spelled your name that way ever for any reason. But today I did it not once, but twice. When I was trying to correct the way I did it the first time. This is the day I'm having. Okay, plural noun.
What was it? Planets in the outer rim.
Ooh.
Like Star
Planets
Wars.
in the outer rim.
Yeah. Your contribution?
Yeah.
Adjective.
Forbidden.
Forbidden.
That's not what I heard. This is why I couldn't work as a
Oh my god, that's perfect. That's perfect there.
And see, forbidden
Okay.
planet, that's the thing.
That's so good there. Okay, plural noun.
Foot piercing Legos. Foot piercing Legos.
Foot piercing Legos.
Yeah.
And that's when you have like a
building my
nerd.
new Lego set. It was in my mind.
that's when you have like the nerd. Well, actually, Lego is actually already the plural version.
It's already the plural. Fuck off. I'm calling them Legos. Okay.
I want to call them Legos. And I'm so I'm just going to do that.
Yeah, they're Legos. That's what they are. Get over it, people. Okay, part of the body.
Phalange.
Phalange. Okay. And then lastly, a verb ending in ing.
Tripping.
Tripping?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Alright. There's a few really fucking good sentences in here. So if I'm not reading well right now or doing anything well right now, so I might have to reread several times just to get this right. So let's just start and see what happens here. This is called So What? I'm a Cougar. Or So What? I'm a Cougar. I don't know. It's not a question mark. So what? I'm a cougar. It's an exclamation point. They're happy about it. Okay? Are you an older single car full of idiots who finds men your age a dreadful snooze fest? Take it from me that fucking younger guys can do wonders for your 3-foot tall pink top hat life.
That's so perfect.
Oh shit!
If we should change the where to put fucking, and I'm no bit happy we put it where we did.
Oh shit! This whole thing is perfectly picked. I'm telling you right now. Oh god, okay. After divorcing my ex after 69 decades of marriage, I thought I'd be alone forever. Then I found a dating website called BadgerLove.com that matches women like me with dicks who like older ladies. It's perfect! You guys picked the perfect shit! This might be the best Mad Lib we have ever done. Oh god. Okay. Okay, ready? Here we go. I figured, why not? I have nothing to lose and everything to wreck. One thing, if that's very true, you have a lot of things you could wreck. Ooh, chow. This is wrong on so many levels. Okay. One thing for sure, these men are eager to skedaddle you. Oh no! They hit it and quit it, men. That's not good.
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, wham, bam, thank you, ma'ams. All they want is to make you feel scrumptious. Okay. They don't gobble around baggage or self-preservations or have self-preservations to worry about. So they don't gobble around baggage and they don't give a fuck about themselves.
Very YOLO, you know?
Oh, shit.
The YOLO lifestyle.
Oh, shit. This one guy loved to roll bamboozle. We pretended I was his teacher, and he was the zany student. Oh, rude. So, no. That shit'd get you arrested around here. Okay. Naughty, she says. She says, naughty. I've even tittered up with one of my daughter's college planets in the outer rim. Unfortunately, she found out and is no longer speaking to me. What can I say? I was blinded by forbidden lust. This is the best one. With his ripped, lean, foot-piercing Legos and full phalange of hair, I couldn't resist. Truth? We've been tripping each other in secret. Double naughty.
We were considering putting fucking twice.
Oh god, that would have been great. But you know what? It's fine. It's great.
Yeah.
This was one of the best Mad Libs we have ever had. It made so much sense, but in the best way. Like, they're not supposed to make sense, but it made the most sense in the best way. A website called BadgerLove.com. We need a website called BadgerLove.com. I need that domain secured immediately.
I'm sure it exists.
Oh, shit.
It's just the flash animation. Badger, 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 badger.
Yeah.
Badger, badger, badger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Mushroom, mushroom, snake.
Oh shit, that was so good. That shit was amazing. You guys are the best. That's amazing. So that might be it.
I think.
That wraps it up. Let me find my thing for that.
Julie, do the thing!
I'm afraid there are no more things to do.
Yeah, there's no more things to do. We're done. So that's all we got for this week. Thank you so much, Micah. And of course, Ray, for being the emotional support human. We love that. I found this incredibly fascinating, and I do find this education system incredibly fascinating. And I think that it is something that might be beneficial for more places to do. I don't know, like a more student-focused education system sounds like a good thing to me. I don't know what could go wrong there, but I don't know. It just the more I hear about this place, I'm still waiting for someone to tell me what's wrong with Denmark. I feel like there's got to be something wrong with Denmark besides the taxes. I know the taxes are astronomical, but like there's a reason for that. And the reasons so far I've not I've not found bad reasons for that thus far. So I don't know. I'm becoming a Denmark stan, I think. I think we stan Denmark. Just saying. Anyway, we're going to go now because we're doing another 2-parter. So we're going to talk to them in like 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
But for y'all, it'll be next week. And just a reminder, all the things are in the show notes. I can link. I'm sorry, Micah, go ahead.
We forgot your birthday.
Oh! You right. These people is trying to make me tell you that my birthday is coming up. So
it'll have passed by the time this episode airs. But
yeah, it will.
In 2/3 days. 2 days for them.
Yeah, for Ray and Micah, it's 2 days because it's well past midnight at their time. But they be the night owls, so they are totally fine with it. Yeah, Amanda's guilt is eating her alive over this situation, but they are totally fine. They chose this. Okay, they chose this. They knew what was happening. So Amanda's guilt is still going to eat her alive anyway. It's not going to matter. But yeah, it's 7 p.m. for us. It's what 2 a.m.?
2 a.m. there?
Just at 2 a.m.
Yeah, 2 a.m. for you. Ooh, I did it right. Oh my God, I did something right. Holy shit.
And that involved math.
So, yeah, holy hell. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to be 34 years old on July 21st. This episode will air July 25th. So just, a few short days after my birthday. But, that's all right. So happy birthday to me, I guess.
And then mine's not much later.
Yeah, and then Aminder's is coming up in August, which I'm so excited. I was going to tell you, remember how I told you the other day, Amanda, that I was concerned that the thing that I was getting you for your birthday might not be available on time for the birthday?
Mm-hmm.
It should be now.
Yay. I don't know what it is.
I heard back from the person that the thing that was possibly going to delay it is now not going to delay it. So now I'm getting really excited. And Amanda's getting more and more irritated with me, and she really wishes internally that I would not be excited about this gift because she knows, or she's concerned, I'm just going to talk for her. She's concerned that she's going to receive it, and I am not going to be happy with her reaction when she receives it because I'm so excited that she doesn't want to disappoint me by not reacting in a way that she's going to think I want to see. But I've already absolved her of this. But it's not going to matter because it's still going to eat at her. But I'm trying to keep reassuring her that she is under no obligation to react in any way when I give her this gift. She can even open not in front of me if that would make it easier for her because her face and her reactions often don't match how she really feels about the thing. And I think you've mentioned it before that it makes you feel like you're like the person might think you're ungrateful or not happy.
And
yeah,
so my present to her was Avatar and concert ticket.
Yes, and my birthday present is the Avatar. See, okay, we're done. I can't. Yeah, what she said. All right, we gotta go because I'm already doing stuff and I gotta pee. So we're out. Everybody say bye.
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 Bye.